So we have this Charles Dickens type reality. These are the best of times.
And the worst of times.
But these are also the worst of times. In some of our districts and in some of our schools right here in Atlantic County, the post-COVID academic reality is those who were behind before COVID are now virtually lost.
Yeah.
I was always challenged in my mind to when COVID hit, and the leaders were quick to say, shelter in place, without adding any addendum for the millions of people that have no place to shelter. It was always mind-boggling to me as I kept listening to hear the reality, to hear people say, work from home. And by the way, your children will go to school from home. Without any acknowledgement of the fact that many of our homes don't have broadband, high-speed internet. Many of our homes don't have enough computers to go around. So mama's trying to work and Johnny's trying to school. Who takes priority? That when we pivoted from live to virtual, it took months for certain towns around New Jersey and around this country to realize that there was a whole pocket of people who had been left out of everything. Because we had pandemic long before COVID. You know that. And so young people might ask, well, do we still need an NAACP? We need an NAACP. We need an Urban League. We need a National Action Network. We need a National Baptist Convention. We need Black Lives Matter. We need the ACLU. We need everybody we can get that will help make America be what America said America can be. I mean, it's not our idea. We didn't write, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We didn't write that. We didn't write E pluribus unum. We didn't write God bless America, land that I love. We didn't write any of that. But we are the inheritors of that writing, and all we want is for America to be what America said America wants to be. Why you are so important. And that's why every ticket that's bought, every $20 that's given, that's why you are so critical to the nation's future. We're not just trying to get black people to do better. We're not simply trying to get more black children to graduate from college. We're not limited in our vision and our scope to have more black people have access to health care. What we are trying to do by leveling the playing field and by bringing the outcomes to some equity, we are trying to help America. How can America be America all over the world, touting our democratic practices and not practicing equity and justice at home? How can America challenge China on human rights and we have the highest incarceration rate in the world? And how can America challenge communists about their lack of democratic practices, and we've got gerrymandering and voter suppression right here every day in America? So this fight for justice is not really about black people. It's really about helping America by saying, until you rectify the injustice is heaped upon black people and brown people, and yes, the indigenous occupants of this land who were here long before Columbus. Until you reconcile the gap between what you say and what you do, until justice does roll like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream, America, you should just quit the United Nations because you don't practice what you preach. So don't be confused. This is not about black people. We are coaxing and guiding and nurturing America to be who America said America wanted to be. So what is our role in that? First, our role is to stay focused. One of my big challenges today among people who really care about justice is to stay focused on justice. For now more than ever, we live in a culture that's dominated by what I call weapons of mass distraction. Who would ever think we live long enough to watch our telephones really be cameras, and most of the pictures we take are of ourselves? Who would ever think that the bathroom would become the studio for Instagram pictures? And while we are preoccupied with the angle of our camera and tucking in our tummies and looking like celebrities, there's a nation bombing another nation, killing innocent people, and we watch it like it's a Netflix movie. Our biggest challenge, as we consider all of the noble issues and the type of work that these honorees are being congratulated for doing, our biggest challenge is to stay focused. To stay focused on reality over fantasy. We become so diluted in terms of our substance, we really call silly, irrelevant fiction reality television. Who would ever think we live long enough to see our women on television physically fighting with each other, using profanity to demean each other over some man that doesn't care about either one of them? And because we are so vulnerable to distraction, all of the algorithms and the technology that's being developed is really being developed to seize on our vulnerabilities. I looked at a shirt on my phone. I looked at a shirt that I thought I might be interested in buying. I didn't buy it, but I looked at it. Now, every time I get on my phone, that shirt shows up. I was in church, and the preacher said, join me in Matthew chapter 26. And before I could get to Matthew 26, here came the shirt. And you know, when I was younger,